Hello and welcome to another episode of Art Tips Life Blips. This is your host and illustrator Siege, and today we're going to be talking about something which I kind of touched on before, but I didn't go too in depth with, and that is reality. I have a saying, whenever somebody comes to me and they go, man, you got to be more realistic, you got to think realistically, I always like to tell them that realism is subjective. Now, people like to argue about that, but the fact remains, realism is subjective. What my realism is not the same as your realism. And what your realism is not the same as your parents' realism. Everybody's realism is subjective. Everybody's realism is based on the person who thinks that certain thing is realistic. So when that becomes the case, that means that you can't judge or base people's lives or people's choices on what you consider to be realism. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So let me go in depth in this. All right. So I'm going to take a common situation that happens to a lot of artists. Now you go and you're like, hey mom, dad, I want to be an artist. And your parents go, maybe you should become a doctor because, being an artist it's not the best choice. Like I heard that artists are all on the street and blah blah blah. They have all these stigmas that are attached to being an artist. Oh, it's a really bad idea. And then you continue telling your parents, no, I really want to be an artist. And like when you're young, usually they'll entertain that idea for a while, right? They're like, yeah, go ahead. You can be a great artist. Yeah. As you get older, they start to bring up things like realism, and they go, look, you're gonna have to start being realistic about this. You can't have a future doing something like this. You have to be realistic. But how is this not realistic? It doesn't make any sense. But they like to think that it's not realistic based on their own opinions on the subject, based on their own limits. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they couldn't become artists, or maybe because of the people around them that they've seen hasn't been able to become an artist, suddenly you won't be able to become an artist either. But that's completely and utterly not true. We can bring up another example. We can look at astronauts. Lots of kids, when the teacher asks them in class, they're like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the kids are like, I want to be an astronaut. And then some kids throw out like, oh, I want to be a fireman. I want to be this and that. And everybody laughs and goes, ha 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 ha, that's so cute. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. What about the kid that said, I want to be an astronaut and then grew up and became an astronaut? Was that not a realistic idea when he was a child? Sure, it might have been a dream, but don't all the best jobs start out as dreams? People every single day have ideas and things that they've wanted to do since they were young and achieve those things. It's not a one-off thing. It's not a rare thing. This happens all the time. There's so many people in this world. You can't come to me and tell me that none of these people are able to achieve their dreams. Of course, there are some of them that are achieving their dreams. And so to them, that dream, that huge goal that was way above them, that's realistic. So again, realism is subjective. It's based on you. If you really want something, you can make that realistic. But we gotta stop the mindset that just because we don't feel that it's true means that it's not going to happen. We've got to stop telling people who are under us or people that look up to us that they need to be more realistic and not follow these dreams. We got to stop taking people off their paths. Because the more we do that, the more we're destroying people's futures. I have personal friends who have had dreams and things that they really wanted to do, and their families and people around them have gone to them and said, that's not a realistic idea, you need to do something else. And they've listened and they've done something else, and now what are they doing with their lives? They're not happy. They're not following the dreams that they really wanted to do. And you can't waste your time listening to other people's realism. You can't waste your time living other people's lives because you've only got one. You can't just be like, okay, well, I messed up this time, I'm gonna start over next time. No, it doesn't work that way. You've only got one. So if you have a dream, you have something big, you have something that you want to do, you need to go and do that. You need to follow your own realism. You can't follow what other people call realism because that's not true to you. You're the only person that can determine how your life's going to be. You're the only person that can determine how your realism plays out. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode, and thank you guys for watching last week's. Actually, that was kind of hard for me to do, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed telling you guys my story, and I feel a lot better now that I kind of got that out there. So thank you guys for the support. Thank you for checking out my work and following along with me. I'm going to put up the Skype link again if anybody wants to add me so they can talk. I've had a bunch of people add me over the past 2 weeks, and that's really great. I've been having some great conversations, meeting some cool people, and I think I've helped a few people out too. So if you guys want to add me, my Skype information is here. I'm going to put it down in the description below. And I want you guys to tell me, was there a time where somebody told you to be realistic? And what was it? And are you guys following your dreams? Are you guys actually following the goals that you want to do? So let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm going to run away now. But if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up, of course, and share it with your friends if you feel that they would enjoy it and you feel that, they might get something from it. All right, I'm going to take off like I just said. So take care, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. And, I already said it. Take care.